Most membership owners spend a lot of time thinking about pricing, but fewer think about how their billing cycle impacts conversions, engagement, and retention. Should you offer monthly, quarterly, or annual subscriptions? What about weekly? Are you making it easier or harder for members to stay long term? I work with membership owners who use all sorts of billing cycles. Most offer monthly and annual options together. Some use quarterly and annual as their two choices. And one of the largest memberships I've worked with is only monthly. The truth is, there isn't a one-size-fits-all answer. But every billing cycle has trade-offs that impact conversions, engagement, retention, and lifetime value. And every time you add a new billing option, you also add operational complexity. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but there needs to be a clear return on investment. Today, we're breaking down what the data says about different billing cycles and how they impact conversions, engagement, and churn. We'll look at how operational complexity increases with each new billing cycle and what that means for your team. We'll go over the psychology behind billing cycles and how members perceive value differently based on payment frequency. And we'll talk about why annual renewals require a different retention strategy than monthly renewals and how to get annual members engaged. We'll also discuss the option of having an upfront investment or buy-in fee and whether it actually reduces churn. If you're wondering whether changing your billing cycle or adding a new billing cycle will help your retention, the short answer is it might, but it won't fix a weak member experience. That's why at the end, I'm going to share with you my free membership retention roadmap resource, because retention strategy matters no matter what billing cycle you choose. My name is Shanna, and I'm a membership retention strategist who has helped my clients add $3.4 million in annual recurring revenue, not by constantly chasing new members, but by improving retention. I work with membership owners at all levels, those with thousands of members on monthly plans, those with smaller, high-touch programs that run annually, and everything in between. What I've found is that billing cycles aren't just about what gets more sales up front. They impact long-term retention and revenue. And while changing your billing cycle might help reduce churn a little, it's not a magic fix. If your membership experience isn't keeping members engaged, switching from monthly to annual won't save it. That's why we need to look at the full picture, not just how many people sign up, but how long they stay and how much value they bring over time. Each billing cycle affects conversion rates, engagement, and retention differently. Weekly billing is the easiest to convert because of the low price point, but it also has the highest churn. There's little commitment and members cancel quickly. It rarely leads to high lifetime value. This model works best for high-volume transactional memberships, but for most programs, it's not really ideal. Monthly billing is the most familiar to consumers. A lower upfront cost makes it easier to convert new members, and it works well for memberships with strong monthly deliverables or content libraries. The downside is that monthly tends to have higher churn than longer commitments. Quarterly billing is a middle ground between monthly and annual. It provides a longer-term commitment without a large upfront investment, and it usually reduces churn compared to monthly. The trade-off is that you still have to put effort into renewal every 3 months. Quarterly works well for memberships where progress takes time and members benefit from longer-term engagement. Annual billing has the lowest churn rate because members are more committed after making a bigger upfront investment. It provides more predictable revenue and often results in a higher lifetime value. The challenge is that it's harder to convert upfront because of the larger financial commitment. Annual plans work best for programs where long-term engagement leads to better results. There's also the option of charging an upfront investment or buy-in fee with a lower ongoing monthly rate. One of my clients tried this because she thought asking for a bigger commitment upfront would reduce churn. But when we tested it, we found that removing the upfront buy-in fee tripled conversions, while churn remained about the same. This model might work well if you're delivering something substantial upfront, like a foundational course or a big onboarding package or private calls. But if your goal is purely to reduce churn, an upfront fee isn't always the answer. Annual members don't experience value in the same way as monthly members do. With monthly billing, members are constantly reminded of the value and of what they're paying for. They're constantly reminded to participate. With annual billing, though, they don't think about it until renewal time. At that moment, they ask, "What have you done for me lately?" They're looking at the cost of annual and asking if their most recent experience warrants that cost. This is why annual members require a different retention strategy. If they haven't engaged in months, they're more likely to cancel when renewal comes. Reminders, engagement campaigns, and renewal offers are critical leading up to annual renewal dates. That's why inside Retain, we include strategies for both annual upgrades and annual renewals. If you're offering annual plans, you can't just set it and forget it. You need a renewal strategy in place. If your membership isn't keeping members engaged and making progress, adjusting your billing cycle won't fix it. That's why retention strategy matters no matter what billing cycle you choose. So, how do you decide which billing cycle is right for you? If predictability and low churn are your priority, annual plans are your best bet. If you want steady growth and flexibility, monthly plans work well. If you want something in between, quarterly plans can work, but they don't outperform monthly or annual in most cases. If you're thinking about a buy-in fee, make sure to test it first. It doesn't always reduce churn, and in many cases, it can lower conversions. And remember, every billing cycle you add increases operational complexity. Tracking failed payments becomes harder with multiple renewal dates. Dunning campaigns and recovery emails need to be optimized for each billing cycle. Forecasting revenue gets more complicated when you have multiple billing schedules, and so does your marketing campaigns. This is why many membership owners start with monthly only and then add an annual option later. Or they offer an annual upgrade after someone joins at the monthly rate. Adjusting your billing cycle might help retention a little, but it's not going to fix a bad member experience. If you want to keep more members long term, pricing strategies alone won't get you there. That's why I put together my free membership retention roadmap at retainguide.com so you can focus on what actually keeps members around. Choosing the right billing cycle is about balancing conversion, retention, and operational simplicity. When you optimize for the right balance, your membership grows with less churn and more long-term stability.